Hello everyone and welcome back to This Is Real Life. I'm your host Sheri, and today on this Real Life Friday video, it's absolutely gorgeous outside. So I thought it's the perfect time to take a field trip over to our local Rockery so we could figure out what we want and how much it's gonna be so we can start on this front yard. So let's get in the car and head on out. Okay, we are at the Rockery. I've got my plans. I've got my inspiration photos right here. We're gonna get some more inspiration as well as price out river rock, maybe some pea gravel, maybe some decomposed granite. Who knows what we will find at our local Rockery. But I'm excited. The weather's beautiful and let's get out of the car and get to shopping. So we're at the River Rock. I really like this River Rock. It's kind of mixed sizes, whatnot, but I also like that Malibu Beach Rock. So we just gotta figure out how much everything is. It's super crowded and super loud. This place is by the freeway, so we gotta deal with that. And it's really crowded because it's the first nice day, so everybody's out here. But I'm loving this River Rock. So it's just a matter of finding the right rock, finding the right price for that rock. Okay, I thought I liked that River Rock, but look at this sunburst cobble. It looks really good. I love all the brown and orangey tones in it. I feel like it's gonna be expensive. What I also wanna do is make sure I get rocks of varying sizes that look good together. So like this is kind of like smally medium, but then they've got these big giant 4x8 cobblestones that might be fun to like do borders with the little rocks inside. So many things to think about. This Rockery is really, really cool because they give you different ideas for different pathways using different stepping stones, how you can map it out. So we're gonna get ideas. So see how cool? If you liked this pathway, it tells you this is River Rock, tan, charcoal. Oh, that's cool. But maybe you like this one. So you're like, oh, this is gray charcoal. So it makes it pretty convenient for you to like get inspiration and purchase exactly what they used for that inspiration. Isn't that so cool? I love this place. Okay, so now I'm in like the stepping stone area, and while I could pour my own cement slabs for stepping stones, I did come across these, and these are really cute, and I could just lay them out and put like pea gravel or decomposed granite in between, you know, for like the side yards, how I want to walk up to the fence. Nothing is priced here, so I'm taking pictures of everything, and then I have to go up to the counter and ask them about pricing. But I do like those, and it would save us on pouring our own cement stepping stones. So that's a plus. Look at the pea gravel. It's beautiful. There's so much of it. And all the rocks. I love this place. Okay. So we went into the office after I picked out all of my most beautiful favorite things with my vision, talked to Sam, and he gave me the price, which is, you know, I tried not to choke right in front of Sam, but it's a lot. If you guys can see that, that's my price for everything that I picked out, which I'll go over with you when I get back home. But I was already just sitting here for the last 5 minutes going, okay, what can I cut? Can I cut that rock? Can I cut that? I'd like to get my price down to zero. But in reality, $2,060, that does include delivery. And it looks like they're gonna have to bring 2 trucks to deliver. So completely understandable for everything and all the weight of everything. So with delivery, $2,060 is not hideous, but if I can get it to around $1,500, I would be much more happy. So that's what I'm gonna work on when I get home. Okay, just when you thought we were going home, we're not, because I got a circular in the mail for the at-home. They have a bunch of pots on sale right now, so I'm gonna go get some pots for the front yard. Hopefully we find what we need. So there's a shit ton of pots here. Nothing looks like it's on sale. The circular just said like $3.99 and up. I really like the look of this one, but I just checked the price. It's $79. Like, no thank you. Where are the cheap pots at home? Where are the cheap ones? Because, no, I can't do it. I can't do this for $79. That's insane. I'm not doing it. Sorry about it. I'm not doing it. Let's look some more. We're underneath their music speaker, so I'm going to talk really fast. This one's cute as well, but it's super tiny, and it's $59. Maybe I'm in the wrong spot for pots. We gotta find the cheap ones. But who knew the price of pots was so damn expensive? We might be heading over to the big lots. I'm just saying. Okay, so I'm finding a lot of stuff that I like. Like, this is totally my jam. This one's plastic, lightweight, but it's like $99. I have this really cool big pot that's a real ceramic pot, and it's really tall. Browns and beiges, and it's dripping paint, and I wanted something to coordinate with that, but I also want to bring in some pops of color in the pots. I'm talking about for the welcome area, where I want to do the 3 pots in the front corner right by the walkway. These are just fucking expensive. I can't get over it. Anyways, there's my dilemma right now. I'm not finding anything I love for the price that I want. Okay, so I know we were at the at-home looking for pots, but I was perusing all the outdoor furniture, and you know how I was thinking about building a bench for the front yard? Well, I found something and I think I'm gonna buy it. Look at that. I want it so bad. It is $119.99. It's not on sale, but I'm going to get online right now and see if there is some sort of a coupon for the at-home. But I am definitely getting this for the front yard. It's gonna add a pop of color. It is a darling style. I know it's $119, which is more than I wanted to spend, but if I was gonna build one, wood prices right now, I might be like 75 bucks, and I'd have to build it. This is already a nice burnt orange color. It's metal, meant for outdoors. Not even gonna put chair pads on it. I'm buying it. This is coming home with me. It's coming home. Okay, so I came home without the beautiful bench from the at-home because they didn't have any coupons online, but I remembered what made me go to the at-home was this circular 15% off. So I went and found one of the employees at the at-home and I was like, hey, I got the circular. Do I need that? Do you guys have one you can scan here, or do I have to go all the way home? And she was like, you have to go all the way home and get it. So I'm home and it's here. But I don't think that I'm gonna go back to the at-home right now because it's beautiful outside and I need to get outside and work in my yard because I told the people over at Rosenbaum's that I was gonna try to finish all the weed pulling and get the ground prepped before my delivery of all the rocks and all the bullshit that I found over there. So I think I'm just gonna be working in the yard here now. And then tomorrow I'll go back to the at-home. I also want to, okay. So I found a couple of pots at the at-home that were on clearance, but everything else was so expensive. Nothing was on sale, and that's my bad because I just was looking through this little circular pots and planters starting at $3.99. Yeah, they weren't on sale. They were just starting at $3.99 for like a tiny baby one, and all the big ones that I saw were like $59, $79, $89, $99, and I just can't spend that much money on pots. Across the street from the at-home, there's a Big Lots. There is a huge part of me that wants to just hop right back in my car and go shopping. That's way more fun than pulling weeds in the front yard. But I can't get any of my rockery unless my front yard is prepped. So yeah, I've got to do that. I don't want to, but I have to. I I also checked my mail just now when I got home, and there was a little circular for the Ace hardware, and inside there are more coupons. So maybe I can swing by the Ace tomorrow as well and see if they have pots or anything that, you know, I could use these coupons on. Even though I'm in no position to be purchasing anything right now because my yard looks the way that it looks, it just, you know, when you have something, like, I honestly want to go back to the at-home right now and go grab the bench just so I have it, because I feel like having fun, new, neat stuff that we're gonna put in the front yard will make me actually be motivated to get all those weeds ripped out. But then that home is not close to my house. So do I really wanna spend all the drive time there, purchase it, and then all the drive time back when it's so nice outside that I should just be in my front yard working nonstop? What do you think, Joe? Joe's like, let's just lay around and watch a movie. How about we just don't do anything? I could go for that too, because Murder Mystery 2 just came out on the Netflix, and I loved Murder Mystery 1, and I just want to watch that. But I'll save that for tonight as a treat for all of my hard work. So I think I'm gonna change my clothes and go out into the front yard and start pulling weeds. Oh, my neighbors on both sides, they completely mowed down all their front weeds. Their yard actually looks nicer than mine now, just because everything is not super overgrown and the weeds are green and it looks like grass now that it's all mowed down. He's had them out there ever since I left this morning, which was like 9 o'clock. They're doing his backyard and everything. So I'd like to think that he saw me out pulling weeds in my front yard and that inspired him to get a gardener over to his house, but maybe not. Maybe he was planning it all along and he was just waiting for the nice weather. And then on that side, they also mowed their weeds. So both side neighbors, they got their shit together in the front yard. It looks way nicer now that everything is kind of mowed level. So I really need to get out front. I don't want to. There's so many excuses I can make right now for not going out front. I just need to stop making those excuses and get out front. But I don't want to. So before I go out front, you know, just prolonging it even more, let's talk about the whole Rosenbaum situation, the Rockery. I have settled on, it's called Antique Brown. They're stepping stones, they're long rectangles, they're 2 feet long by a foot wide. I think I'm gonna get 10 per each side leading up to both of my side gates. And then in between, it's called Santa Fe. It looks maybe like a more refined pea gravel. So I'm gonna do that in between the pavers. Part of me is also like, you have all that bark and you could save money on that Santa Fe pea gravel. But then I was also thinking while I was at Rosenbaum's, I told him, get me enough to do in between the pavers and the front part of my yard that's in between the sidewalk and the street. I thought maybe we could do that like pea gravel with spots of succulents so it doesn't just look like solid pea gravel in the front right there. I'm torn on that. I've got so much bark on the side yard, but it wouldn't save me a ton of money on that. What definitely is gonna save me $400 right off the bat is the Milky Way, they call it Milky Way. It's the bigger rock, just because and they all vary in size, because I just wanted a little bit more dimension in rocks. Like I asked for like half of a round thing, which he said was gonna weigh something like 2,000 pounds or something like that. Because I think the whole big thing is 4,000 pounds, bigger odd size rocks. And I thought those might just be cute, like spotted around to add some different levels, but I'm gonna nix those, and that's gonna take $400 off my rock budget right there. I talked to the guy about the center of that path that I really liked from my inspiration photo. The middle of that, he said it is a decomposed granite, and it's called Gold GD, and then they put a stabilizer in it so that when you spread it out, pack it down, and then put water over it, it really gets really packed down. Part of me is almost, oh, you know what? What if I did, now this is gonna throw off all my pricing, but what if I did that between the stepping stones that lead up to my fences? Because right now, if I use it in the center of the pathway that cuts through what would have been my front lawn, that that's the only spot where that is. It would be nice to tie it into other areas of the yard. I actually really like the look of what they've done with kind of this like more light stone. I'm gonna be using recycled brick from the backyard, which I think will still look fine. I mean, it better look fine because that's what I'm doing, because I'm not buying any more stepping stone type materials. He said I need 2 tons of it, which sounds like a lot. I'm torn on the Santa Fe pea gravel. Oh, but the river rock, I'm gonna go with the Sunburst river rock. It looks like this. Even Sam at the Rockery agreed that that was beautiful. So I'm doing that in combination with the 2x4 rock. It's like river rock, but a little bit bigger. They're like this big, like your hand. I want them to act as a border, but I don't want to line them up like a border. Like if bark meets river rock, I want some bigger of those rocks, not lined up perfectly in a row, but kind of interspersed, but making more of a border. So like the bark doesn't interfere with the river rock and the river rock doesn't interfere with the bark. In my mind, it's looking really, really good. So right now I know I'm gonna cut the Milky Way, which is gonna save me $400, which drops my price down to what, $16.60, which is still a lot. So I'm thinking, because if you've ever had any sort of rock delivery, things like that, they just come to your house and they just dump it in your driveway. And then you like can't access your driveway until you spread it all out to where it needs to go. So I'm thinking to cut down on the amount of shit that is piled in my driveway, because I'm not gonna be able to get it all done in one weekend. I'm thinking that I will get like items delivered at one time and then like items delivered at the second time, because I'm paying 2 delivery fees anyways. It doesn't matter if they come at 2 separate times or all at once. So just for my own sense of not getting super overwhelmed, I think I am gonna do it that way. And then that also makes it so I don't have to pay for all the $1,600 of shit all at one time. That will also help me determine after the first load if I need as much in my second load. And I think that maybe next weekend I'll go back, because I can get the stepping stone slabs. I can put those in the bed of my truck, no problem. So I might grab the 20 slabs of stepping stones just to lay them out to get a better feel of what I want going in between. But I know $1,600 is a lot of money, and I'm just like, ugh. Because we're only talking about the front yard right now. We haven't even looked at the shit show of a backyard that I'm gonna have to work on as well. I wouldn't even blink if I knew that I was gonna stay in this house for a number of years, but I know that I'm not. My max is like 2 more years here. So that's the other thing. While I know what I'm doing is going to add a lot of curb appeal, which will help me sell the house, or if I can, what I'm thinking is keep this house and maybe rent it and then purchase my forever I'm gonna die in house. So I can kind of justify, like if I stay here for 2 more years, this summer and next summer, that would basically be like $800 a summer. But then I gotta do something in this backyard shit, man. And I love being in my backyard, so I can only envision I'm going to want to spend more money getting my backyard in order. So yeah, I gotta cut down some of the pricing on this front yard, because then it's like, okay, so in 2 years when I get another house, you know I'm gonna have to go through all this shit again. Ugh, I know. Everything would just be so much easier if I was filthy rich, but I'm not. It's budget. I'm on a budget. And that's why I think I also might go back physically, because Sam was like, oh, just call me, because he wrote his number on here, and he's like, I've got everything. He made a copy of whatever he wrote down for me. He's like, you can just call me and tell me when you want it all delivered. And maybe once I have all the weeds gone in my front yard, I can take better pictures and get better measurements of what I need where. Now that I know kind of what the pricing is gonna be and what I exactly want, yeah, it's a journey, man. Because now I'm calculating, okay, so $1,600 for all the rocks and whatever bullshit that I just found at Rosenbaum's, $100 on that darling bench, maybe another $100 on pots, but then I still have to go buy all the fucking plants. If I can get away with 2,000 done pots, benches, plants. I want to do lighting. I want to do like uplighting or lights that light up the pathway. So I want to get my Rockery total down. to like $1,200 and then have $800 to spend on the periphery items, I think that would be a really good sweet spot. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna tell Sam. You gotta get this down to $1,200. Preferably $1,000, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I need a lot. So yeah, all right. I've wasted enough time. I've gotta change my clothes and I've got to go in the front yard and get to some weeding, like seriously. All right, I'm outside. I have my yard clothes on. I've got my weed pulling tools and I'm ready to just sit out here and enjoy the day and weed my little heart out. But you wanna see what I have done so far? It's kind of a big improvement to what you saw the last time. Look at how much I've already ripped out, and I just have basically the second half of the yard to do. And then that whole front area there and this side area here. So it's still a lot, but let's not get discouraged because I have done a lot. All right, I'll get to work. Okay, so I've been out here for just a little under 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half. And when I stand up and look at it, it doesn't look like I've made a ton of headway, but I think I have. I mean, my weed bucket is already ready to dump. So let me show you what I've done so far. If you follow this up, I did like a small patch here, and then I went up into this area and started doing all of this mess over here by the house. So I've done all of this, all of that, all behind the tree, all around. So all of this section completely done. Now I'm working on that section. Yay me. And I know this wasn't a front yard let's weed today video, but I just thought you'd like the update since we're going on the journey together. Okay. It's been some days, but I just wanted to give you a little update. I know that I was head over heels for that bench that I found at the at-home. I'm actually kind of thankful that I had to run home and get the coupon. So I left the at-home and then I just planned to go back on Sunday. I got in my car on Sunday, and as I'm driving to the at-home, I start thinking, gosh, $119 for a bench. While cute, it is just an accessory and really not that necessary of an accessory. And so as I was driving, I'm thinking, you have a bench in your backyard, a bench and a side table, by the way. I know I was like, I could probably build a bench for $75, which isn't that far away from $119. In reality, I could probably build a bench for $25, really. I mean, 25, 50 bucks and some time. So do you really need to spend $119 on that bench from the at-home? So the closer I was getting to the at-home, I was like, I don't know, maybe not. Well, next to the at-home is a Big Lots. So I thought, okay, first, how about you run into the Big Lots and you see if they have anything there that's cheaper. Maybe you don't have to buy the bench at the at-home. So I walk into the Big Lots and it was like, oh, they had all of their garden and yard stuff out. It was amazing. And you can see some stuff. At the at-home, all of their pots were insanely priced. While at the Big Lots, they still did have some expensive pots, I was able to find some that weren't quite that expensive. Like this guy right here. He's on a stand and he's cute and he's metal and I love him. He's got kind of a copper look to him. Look at how big it is. This guy was $44.99 and I was like, I think I have to have it. Just to add some height, because you know how I don't want to plant every single plant in the ground. So I'm going to add some height to what will otherwise be just flat land, which I know $45 seems kind of expensive, but it is metal. It is very nice quality. It's pretty hefty. I'm not mad about it. So I spent 45 bucks on that. And then I saw this guy. Now this guy is like plaster maybe? It's a little thin. You I'm probably gonna have to be careful with it, but it's not plastic. I have some stuff in it. Don't look. I don't want to show you this yet. Don't look at that. Don't look at that. While gray and cementy looking, he is pretty big. Look at how big that is. He was $36.99. And what I thought was to add some color, since this is a texture, I thought maybe dry brushing some color onto this would make it look pretty cool. So for 2 pots, I basically spent the money that the Home Goods was wanting 1 pot for. I got 2 at the Big Lots, and I'm very, very excited about it. And then I got this darling little bird feeder. I'm gonna hang it from the big tree. Aww. Look at it, it's so cute. This guy was only $7.99. And so I was like, yeah, you gotta buy that. And because I'm at the Big Lots and they have a weird variety of a bunch of shit, they also had bird seed. So I got bird seed and a bird feeder, and I'm gonna hang this from the tree. But then, you guys are gonna die. You're gonna die. The Big Lots had a special on their solar lights. Now, I am not typically a fan of solar lights. Number one, I think a good majority of them look cheap, especially for the money they want for them. Number two, I never feel like solar lights are actually all that bright. They just kind of look like a dimly lit candle. I do want lighting in the front yard, but I didn't want to go as far as wiring, because you can get really nice yard lights that are electric, but you got to do a whole wiring situation, bury the wires under the ground, and yeah, I didn't want to do that. So I knew I was going to have to go with solar lights, even though I'm not a huge fan of the solar lights. But when I saw at the Big Lots, they were having buy one solar light, get the other one for 50% off. So I got these. I got 2, and there's 2 in a box. These are the spotlight ones. And I figured because I've got some pretty cool, pretty big trees out front, I thought it would be really cool to spotlight them like kind of up. Now, this 2-pack was $14.99 for 2. So $7 a spotlight, which again, solar lights, why are you so expensive? So $7 a light, not a huge fan of. However, since it was buy one, get one, 50 off, these 2 in here only cost $3.50. I mean, they're not super, super cute, but they are spotlights and they are gonna be camouflaged with like shrubbery. I'm not gonna just have them like out in the open. But what I liked about these is this part's movable, so you can adjust the light to beam wherever you want. And then also the solar little disc on top is movable as well. There's a rechargeable battery. It's supposed to be 5 times brighter than I don't know what. It literally just says 5 times brighter than the sun, than other solar lights. I don't really know. And then it says it automatically turns on at night. I have 4 of these to play around with in the trees and stuff like that to spotlight the trees. But the ones that I got that I'm super excited for, and I know I tested these. Now, if any of you guys play Animal Crossing, you'll know that these are very reminiscent of a uplight that they have in Animal Crossing. And what I liked about these is that they're just little pucks that sit flush with the ground. Because another issue that I have with the solar lights, the ones that are like this, that they stake in the ground and the pole comes out and usually it looks like a little house or something on the top. Well, 9 times out of 10, people kick them. If you mow the lawn or edge the lawn or whatever, they get hit, they break, they fall over. These, that won't happen because they're flush with the ground. These come for $15. And this says it's 5 times brighter as well. Now, when I first looked at them, I'm like, this is weird. Do you just like set them on the ground and they're done? No. They have stakes. So you stake them into the ground, but they go flush with the ground. I know. I'm super excited about these. Look at how cute. They're just these little pucks. So if my hand was the ground, boom, boom. They're flush with the ground. No one's kicking them. They're not breaking, I hope. I sat on the floor at the Big Lots to get the whole gist of these. So here they are, and it's 2 per disc. And they fit together like this. So they make a nice little stake. And then these little pegs go into the bottom of the disc, like so. And then boom, stick them in the ground, flush with the ground. Now, I'm not a huge fan of this silver. I might not care when all is said and done, but I was thinking if I sprayed them like black or like coppery, I think that might be better. And plus it won't be so silvery standing out, since a lot of the ground cover is gonna be either brown bark or rocks. I think silver is not gonna be my vibe. So I might wanna spray these. I ended up getting 4 boxes because it was buy one, get one 50, because I thought 2, that only leaves me 4 on each side of the path. And my path, we all know, is gonna be 25 feet long. So I at least wanted 5 on each side of the path, which would make 3 boxes. But since it's buy one, get one 50% off, I got another box so that I could play around and maybe put some in the backyard, who knows. But I have 16 of these to play with. So needless to say, I spent my $119 on pots and lighting instead of on a bench, when I already have a bench that I could just pull up to the front yard if I want to. So everything is underway. I gotta get back in the yard and get the rest of the weeds pulled and the grass pulled from the front and the side. And then I gotta call my good buddy Sam over at my Rockery and negotiate with him like how to get the price down a little bit and then what I want delivered when. But we are well on our way to a beautiful front yard. I'm super excited. It's gonna be back-breaking labor. Don't get me wrong. I am not excited about doing any of this work. I am not. However, the only thing that's keeping me going is that I know the vision in my head and I can't wait to see it in real life. So I'm excited. So there you have it, and there it is. We went to the Rockery, we got inspired, we got ideas, and now it's just a matter of implementing those ideas into our yard. All right, wish me luck. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. Be sure to ring that notification bell so that you are alerted to all of the Real Life Friday videos I push out, which is every other Friday at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. Be sure to share this video with your family and friends. And as always, thanks for hanging out.